Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Aset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who may like it as well. Also, if you have time, please drop us a positive comment in our glowing comment section. Alright? Alright, so let me tell you guys what came to me. All right, I really love humans, and one of the things I love about us is that we are so clever. We come up with some of the most amazing things. I love it when we put our mind to something and create something spectacular. I think that is really dope. No matter if it's artwork or a machine or a building, ever since the dawn of time, human beings have come up with some really cool stuff and ways of executing it. And times we didn't even have the tools to make it. We would make the tool to be able to make it, you know? And I've come to find that that cleverness sometimes gets us into a world of trouble. Because consciously, unconsciously, or subconsciously, if you, whatever you want to call it, a lot of times we are so clever that we're able to hide things even from ourselves. We're able to trick ourselves and then hide it from us that we've tricked ourselves. It's all there though. It's all there in the subconscious, but we have this way of, kind of obscuring things that we don't want our minds to focus on. And I've realized from talking to people over the years, especially people who come to me to get readings done, that a lot of us do this in a one major way, in a lot of ways, but one way that's extremely unhealthy. Okay? And I wanted to tell you guys about this because I think a lot of us do this, and I used to do this a lot, and I taught myself to stop doing this. And what that is that a lot of us spend a great deal of our time focusing on other people. We focus on our mother and what she is or isn't doing. We focus on our children and what they are and aren't doing. We focus on our siblings. We focus on, who got too many kids, who doesn't have a good job. We focus on, who is dating too many different women. We're always focusing on other people's lives. And it's very disturbing because I realized from talking to people that we do this shit on purpose. We spend all of our time focused on other people, and we even make it wrong when you don't. When you don't do that, now you're selfish. When you put yourself first for a millisecond, you're being selfish. So you mean to tell me that you're not even important in your own life? How does that work? How does that work? It doesn't work. So my thing is that people do this on purpose. We focus on other people and then make it mandatory to do so we don't have to do our own work. If grandmom is sick, if your baby needs you, if your husband got a fever, you don't have to focus on yourself. You don't have to focus on your work if you focus on everybody else's shortcomings. And I think it's clever. I think it's a very clever way that humans have invented to not deal with our own bullshit. And a lot of us do it. And I did it for many, many moons, decades. And then I went through priestess training and I was called on it. It was like, okay, accountability and responsibility are two words I was introduced to in priestess training. And the ways in which we, in our day-to-day lives, distract ourselves from accountability and responsibility. So I sat there just today and I was thinking about a situation when someone came to me and was talking about how awful this Aquarius is. This Aquarius is so awful. This Aquarius uses being an Aquarius, the bad traits of being an Aquarius, to justify negative behavior, which I'm also going to do a video on because we can't do that. That's not cool. But we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Anyway, so this person wanted to tell me how awful this Aquarius is, and that people do this and it's awful. And I'm sitting there like, okay. So in the meantime, this person is continuing to berate about this Aquarius and how awful this person is. And the more I'm listening to them talk, or I was reading it actually, the more I'm reading their text, I'm thinking to myself, okay, but what about you? Because obviously, from dealing with this person, you got a lot of bitterness, you got a lot of hurt, you got a lot of energy. I mean, coming through the screen, it looked like drips of blood on the damn screen. All you could see was hurt and the word victim. Because all I could hear was her victim, how she was victimized. And this is what happens with all of us. When somebody does something to us, what comes out? Our hurt and our victimization. So she was totally, just the hurt, just bleeding all over the screen. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, we're sitting here talking about the Aquarius. We need to be talking about you and what you need to do to get yourself together, because obviously this person has done something to you that has really done a number on you. So instead of talking about them and what they've done wrong and their shortcomings and what they think and what they're doing and this, that, and the third, how about we talk about the fact that you're bleeding all over my computer? Let's talk about that. Okay? How about that? I want to discuss that because I don't know this Aquarius, and hopefully whatever the Aquarius is going through, they'll find their way through it. God to touch them or something to happen. But the bottom line is that what I need to address right now is what's in front of me. And what's in front of me is a very hurt and wounded individual who would rather criticize another person than deal with their own wounds. Okay? Stop pointing over here at their, I don't care about that person and their wounds. I care about me looking at you bleeding on the floor. That's what I care about. And we do this all the time. We're so clever, like I said before, because as long as I can focus on the Aquarius and not focus on my wounds, then I don't have to do my work. I don't have to do, for instance, releasing this energy. I don't have to feel the feelings and go through it. I don't have to do any therapeutic work. I don't have to see anybody. I don't have to do anything. I can just keep pointing at this person and what they did, and not do any actual work. Now, that doesn't take away from what the Aquarius did. This Aquarius probably did something awful from what I'm looking at. But my point isn't that the Aquarius did it or didn't do it. The point is that focusing on what that person did is not helping her. I was looking at something that Will Smith said the other day, and it made perfect sense. He said, your wounds are probably not your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal them. And that's exactly what I saw in this energy. And I see it all the time when people come to me and do exactly the same thing. This is not the first person. This will not be the last person. And like I said, it was something I did for a long time. But then when the words accountability and responsibility were introduced to me, I was told to not focus on what the other person did. I mean, yeah, the story is the story. And when I tell the story, I'm like, okay, I did this person did that, blah, blah, blah happened. Okay, the story is the story. But I was told on an emotional level, don't focus on the story. Focus on exactly how you can benefit and heal from this. Because every situation is an opportunity to grow and learn. So how can this bad situation make you a better person? How can this awful situation help you grow in some way? So I'm like, okay, I see the story. I see what happened. I see the back and forth. I see what I was wrong. I see what they were wrong. I see everything. And then on top of that, now I see that all of this happened for a reason, and that I can benefit from what happened if I stop playing the blame game and look at what's bleeding in me. So I just wanted to point that out because I feel like we do this all the time. And some of you may have never even considered it, because I didn't consider it seriously, like I said, until priestess training. And I did priestess training at 29 years old. So I was damn near 30 before I realized how clever I was in escaping from that pain and escaping from those situations. and escaping from doing my damn work. So I encourage you, the next time you find yourself fixated and harping on all the awful things someone has done to you, or they're doing in their life, or they're doing to another person, stop yourself and think, you know what? What about me? Where can I be better? Where can I grow? Where can I change? Stop yourself and say, wait. Stop focusing on this person. What about me? And a lot of times you'll come to find that the thing that you're harping on in that person, you see inside of yourself. If you're harping on your 16-year-old son because he's being irresponsible, ask yourself, where have I been or am being irresponsible? Sometimes it's just a mirror looking right back at you. So ask yourself, what about me? I used to always tell people, mind your business. I would say it just like that. Mind your motherfucking business. You know? And that's what I think we should do. Mind our business. Yes, there are people that we have to be responsible for. Yes, there are people that we have to look after. Yes, our kids, our parents, our friends, our lovers. Yes, there's other things we have to do. But there's also you. And you should be important in your own life. It's your life. So, yeah, it's a balancing act. You deal with those things, you deal with work, you deal with family, and you put yourself in there somewhere. And stop using other people's turmoil, other people's struggle, other people's progress, other people's lives to not deal with our own stuff. Because that's not getting us nowhere. It didn't get me nowhere for 29 years. It's not going to get you anywhere. What's going to help you grow, what's going to help you change, what's going to help you evolve is when you focus that energy back on you. What do I need today? And don't be out there in the street feeling guilty about being concerned about yourself. You deserve as much of your own love and compassion as anybody else. I read that one from Buddha. Buddha said that thousands of years, hundreds, thousands, a long time ago. Buddha said that. You deserve your own compassion and love. So don't give it all away. Save a little bit for you. When I have I might have told you this guy. I might have told you guys this before, but when I have a new client, one of the first things I ask them to do is to start spending 30 minutes a day on themselves. Maybe 15 in the morning, maybe 15 at night, praying, meditating. I always ask them to fill that time with healing, spiritual, therapeutic kind of things. Working with a book, reading about trauma, reading about forgiveness, working on opening up, doing some heart chakra exercises, maybe doing some meditation, some prayer. The first thing I do is say, give yourself 30 minutes of your day. And you would not believe how many of my clients argue with me about it. They're like, I can't do that. My kids need me. My mom needs me. My job needs me. You mean to tell me, and I say this every single time, you mean to tell me in 24 hours you can't give yourself 30 minutes? If you can't give yourself 30 minutes, your life is imbalanced. Bottom line. And many of us, our lives are imbalanced. But that means that you have to start to find time for you. You have to balance that back out. Because it doesn't make no sense that you can't find 30 minutes a day on no days. Maybe not every day. Okay, what about 5 days a week? You can't find 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, so you can have a consistent spiritual practice? That doesn't make sense to me. And it happens all the time, and they argue me down. And then they'll try to do it. Then they'll start liking doing it. And then they're doing it every day. And I'm like, I told you, you would find time. Once you saw the value and started to feel the energy and how good it is, you would find the value in spending time on and with yourself. So I invite you to do the same thing. I spend at least 30 minutes a day on myself, just in prayer, in contemplation, doing meditation, listening to spiritual music, reading one of my many spiritual books. I have right next to me, I'm reading this book called Radical Forgiveness. I spent my time today, my half an hour, reading Radical Forgiveness. So spend your time, at least some of it, on you. Okay? And stop focusing so much on other people's business. Mind your own business. Okay? You mind yours, I'm going to go mind mine. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. And come back soon because I have a lot more to say. If you would like to get a reading done, email me and I'll hook you up. And all of my information is underneath this video. Thank you. See you later.